Bismillahir Rahmanir Rahim. Assalamu alaikum, ladies and gentlemen. We are here today to discuss the reality of living with a $50 oil price. We had a very informative session this morning, and we've already heard some interesting suggestions. The international oil price during the current year, 2015, has traded in a fairly narrow range between $45 and $60. The chart you see here demonstrates the weekly closing prices of NYMEX this year. A general consensus amongst analysts on the price of oil for the next couple of years is between a trading range of $60 to $70. It's also generally felt that oil prices on the upside would be capped at about $70 level because of the US shale oil production, which has become more productive and can compete successfully at those levels. Moreover, on the downside, there would be a stop level of around $45, depending on how low the Saudi producers are willing to go. The Oman crude oil prices. The table is from the Ministry of Oil and Gas, Oman. It gives the actual price of Oman crude in US dollars for the last 9 years, between 2007 to 2015. Oman has had a good run of high oil prices, over $100 for the last 4 years, from 2011 to 2014. With budgeted income being lower levels in those years, this has enabled Oman to build up some reserves. In the current year, the average price year-to-date achieved by Oman is about $59. This is against the 2015 budget number, which is in the region of $75. It remains to be seen what the rest of the year brings in the form of oil prices. As far as the budget for 2015 is concerned, Oman's budget shows a drop in oil revenues, but an increase in non-oil revenues compared to last year. The oil revenues are based at $75. Compared to last year, the current expenditure in the budget is increased. Investment expenditure remains about the same, and subsidies have decreased in the announced budget. The announced budget has a deficit of 2.5 billion Omani riyal. However, the current average oil price that we have obtained so far this year at $59, depending on how the rest of the year goes with oil prices, one could expect this deficit to possibly go up to the region of about 4 billion Omani riyal. How is this deficit going to be financed? The government is planning to finance this deficit by way of international loans, local loans, sukuks, state reserve funds, and accumulated surpluses from the previous years. Borrowing is not a problem for Oman due to its strong credit rating and the low level of debt. Oman can easily weather this storm for the next 2 to 3 years. The government also has plans to privatize a number of state-owned companies over a 3-year period. The plan is currently under preparation and review and will be executed once it's approved by the authorities. Other avenues to the government are reductions in subsidies, increase in taxes and royalties, etc., which need to be looked at, which you heard earlier today. So we have 2-3 years to come up with some solutions for the long term. While we hope the oil prices will go up in the long term, we need to prepare ourselves and assume that the $50 oil is here to stay. Accordingly, we need to continue our efforts in diversification of income away from oil. We have earmarked certain areas where we see substantial growth. We should pursue these areas diligently and swiftly. These include logistics, tourism, manufacturing, to name a few. Oman needs to ease its rules and regulations and cut short the lengthy procedures to encourage foreign and local investment in these areas. This keeps coming, even you heard that earlier. A panel discussion will now take place that will talk about infrastructure development, which will assist with the sustainability of the growth plans. Thank you, ladies and gentlemen.